Coming up on Ag Week TV, some Red River Valley sugar beet growers have started their pre-pile harvest. The U.S. potato industry tries to recover from one of its more challenging years. And we'll tell you about a mulberry tree released as a new variety in North Dakota. Welcome to Ag Week TV. I'm Tracy Frank in for Shauna Olson. Some sugar beet growers in the southern Red River Valley have started their pre-pile harvest. We caught up with one near Wheatland, North Dakota earlier this week.
This is kind of the earliest I've ever dug beets, and very pleased at what we're seeing.
While muddy conditions made pre-pile harvest a bit tricky,
You load a few more mud balls in the truck, and the trucks have been getting stuck a little bit, so we've been pulling them.
area growers say they're happy with what they're seeing so far.
We're very pleased at how they really matured here in the last month or so, and I'm surprised the growth rate that's been as well as it has been here. So the tons are very, very good for this early.
Todd Weber's son Griffin has been helping with the harvest and says overall, it's been a good growing season.
The rain has been pretty solid, I'd say. It was dry right away to begin with, but once we finally got some moisture, everything kind of took off.
During pre-pile harvest, American Crystal Sugar takes in a limited number of sugar beet tons to get the factory started.
We have a nice crop coming.
The region's largest co-op processes the beets within a few days after they're harvested.
Our sugar content from our sample pulls this week indicate that we are probably in that 14% sugar range. For this time of the year, that's okay. It's not fantastic, but it's good.
The goal is to take out about 10% of their crop between the middle of August and October 1st, the target date for stockpile harvest, when the receiving stations will run 24/7.
With normal growth and with drier weather in September, we should see our sugar contents come up pretty darn good.
American Crystal projects a yield of 27 tons per acre, or nearly 11 million tons. Mindak Farmers Cooperative started its pre-pile harvest August 12th, the earliest ever, according to a company spokesman. This past year was among the more challenging for the U.S. potato industry. The U.S. Potato Board held its summer meeting in Grand Forks, and the biggest immediate concern is export sales lost to a lengthy strike at West Coast ports. The strike has been resolved, but because U.S. spuds were not available, some foreign buyers switched to potatoes from other exporters. That led to a 6% decline in U.S. potato exports and a loss of about $35 million. Other concerns are the strengthened U.S. dollar means U.S. potatoes are more expensive for overseas buyers, and some competing exporters had good crops, increasing the amount of spuds available worldwide. The board is now working to convince buyers to switch back to U.S. potatoes.
There are a lot of benefits. They're more profitable for the restaurants. They are higher quality. The customers prefer them. So we are regaining these lost sales, but it is going to take some time.
The great news is the overseas sales are just skyrocketing, and that's going to be great for the industry. And so we're pretty excited about that.
Industry leaders from all the major potato producing states attended the meeting. For this week's Crop Stops, Mikkel Pates and Jonathan Knutson head in opposite directions. We begin with Jonathan, who traveled to western North Dakota and found in the small town of Ross, things are looking good during this hectic time of year.
Farmers in this area grow more than a dozen kinds of crops. Harvest is complicated. It's stressful, hectic, and exciting.
Right now we look like we've got a pretty good crop coming. The samples that we've seen so far have been above average, and that's a big plus for us after going through the challenges of last year's low protein and low quality durum crops.
By and large, growing conditions were good for the many crops raised here, including this field of flax. Now, weather needs to continue to cooperate during the rest of harvest. For Ag Week, I'm Jonathan Knudsen.
We head from western North Dakota to west central Minnesota. In Ashby, Mikkel Pates caught up with Stephen Alvstead about a quarter of the way through harvesting his wheat. He told Mikkel that despite some hail damage, this year's crop looks good, partly because he was able to plant early.
We've got a good start. It's a bumper yield considering the hail.
So what do you think it's going when you don't have the hail on it?
70 to 80 bushels an acre.
And that's about as good as it ever gets here, isn't it?
Biggest wheat crop I ever had.
Wow. And how's the quality looking?
13 to 13.8 protein, 60-pound test weight. So good crop. It's lodged flat, it's slow going, it's laying flat on the ground.
Alvstead is optimistic he'll make money on wheat even with reduced commodity prices. He also farms corn and soybeans and has an 80-acre cornfield that was hailed out in June and July. He says it's still going to make a crop, but he doesn't know how much. A Kansas company is offering farmers a way to protect against weather risks. eWeather Risk sells insurance for weather-related issues. It can be used to supplement or in place of crop insurance. Farmers often pay 10 to 20 cents on a dollar of protection. They must be signed up 20 days before payments are made. In the early 1900s, Minnesota was considered too cold to grow corn, but a seed variety called Minnesota 13 changed that. Now, the Dassel Area Historical Society has a new exhibit on display celebrating the major role Dassel farmers played in bringing Minnesota, the Dakotas, and Wisconsin into the Corn Belt. The exhibit tells the history of corn from the late 1880s through the 1900s. It's called Seed Corn, From Maize to Amazing, and it's dedicated to Dassel's corn hybrid history. About 20 seed businesses were started in the region.
It was noted for seed corn by many, many people all over. I mean, we had the Hopla's hybrids, we had Pride, we had C.J. Peterson, we had several different seed companies.
Because the seed corn industry was such an important part of Dassel's history, I was asked by representatives of the Dassel Area Historical Society if perhaps I would become involved in helping them develop an exhibit that would really highlight the role of the seed corn industry for the city of Dassel, which I was glad to do. I just thought it was a very important thing to do for the community.
The exhibit was partially funded by the Minnesota Historical Society. Coming up on AgweekTV, we'll tell you why NDSU researchers are using soy to make shampoo.
How did we become the region's largest independent seed company? By taking a very simple but powerful stand. We will sell no seed that we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm. Peterson Farm Seed. Stand tall.
Protect your people and your equipment with the added safety of Safety Pull. Safety Pull is cab controlled by the operator and disconnects on the go, saving time and avoiding injuries. Safety Pull prevents damage to the transmission, clutch, drive shaft, and differential. It performs great in difficult off-road conditions like mud, uneven ground, or where maneuvering is challenging. So if you're chopping corn silage, harvesting potatoes and sugar beets, use Safety Pull. It adapts to fit most tractors, trucks, and other equipment. Pull harder, pull smarter, pull safer. Use Safety Pull. See safetypull.net.
My name is Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called a corn stalk guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs in the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
The North Dakota Soybean Council invests checkoff dollars to increase soybean demand, increase yields, and open new markets. The soybean checkoff has resulted in stronger prices and higher yielding varieties. Checkoff dollars fund research to bring solutions to farmers' greatest production challenges. Global demand for North Dakota soybeans for human consumption, animal feed, and commercial use has never been greater. Checkoff dollars, investing in a profitable future for North Dakota soybean farmers.
NDSU researchers have developed the technology for a shampoo that leaves hair softer and less brittle than hair washed with commercial shampoo, and it's made from soy. The main ingredient in shampoos, surfactants, which foam and remove dirt from hair, can also be damaging.
The fact that you can reduce or replace the sulfate surfactants that are typically used and are somewhat toxic to the skin and can cause skin irritation without sacrificing cleaning and foaming ability is a pretty big deal, because there's not many materials that can substitute for those toxic, cytotoxic sulfates and still keep that performance.
Most sulfates, which are used as surfactants, are crude oil based.
There is an economic and also environmental pressure on surfactant industry to get more and more renewable based materials in the market.
Using patent-pending technology, NDSU researchers developed a soy-based shampoo that works in lab tests.
So our soybean-based surfactant, polymeric surfactant, does not ruin basically the foam generating ability of the shampoo sample.
Now, NDSU needs to find a partner to perform industry testing. The technology can also be used in products like body washes and hand soap. Renuvix, a startup company in NDSU's technology incubator, is working with customers outside the shampoo industry on possible applications. The North Dakota Soybean Council and United Soybean Board provided funding for the research. North Dakota will be the first state to fly a large unmanned aircraft system for precision ag in national airspace. NDSU and Elbit Systems of America are teaming up to study crop management using UAS. Elbit Systems and the State Department of Commerce are providing $715,000 to fund the project. Up next on AgweekTV, we'll have your agri-weather outlook for the week. And we'll tell you about a mulberry tree propagated to grow in North Dakota's harsh climate.
It's time to demand more. With Micro Essentials, you get more from every acre. Through our fusion technology, only Micro Essentials combines 4 vital nutrients into one powerful granule, ensuring uniform nutrient distribution and increased nutrient uptake. The innovation behind our fusion technology means you'll grow stronger, healthier plants. Micro Essentials. Get more from every acre.
Tightline Drainage is the Red River Valley's most trusted name for tile. Tightline uses the Port Hydromax plow and also Port Hydromax trenchers for installing our laterals and mainline accurately. The science behind drain tile proves healthier plant growth and greater yields. Tightline Drainage also sells pipes, fittings, tiling plows, landau tillage equipment, and more. Tightline Drainage is owned and operated by experienced agricultural professionals who understand the need for progressive agricultural practices. Call Tightline Drainage for a free drainage design today at 701-235-1900.
It's 3 windows in one. It's the Euro Series by Minn Kota Windows. It's a picture window. One turn of the handle and the unit tilts in for ventilation. A second turn swings the sash inward. Easy to clean from the interior and available as a window and patio door. Durable hardware allows for larger single units and tremendous safety. And of course, it's covered by the industry's best warranty. The Euro Series by Minn Kota Windows. Midwest built, Midwest tough, guaranteed for life.
Minn Kota Windows, windows for your world.
Ag Week, the region's premier ag publication, is giving you the chance to win your very own drone. When you're at Big Iron September 15th through the 17th, make sure you stop by the Ag Week booth to meet the Ag Week staff and register to win prizes, including a DJI Phantom 3 from Total Ag. The Phantom 3 is an easy-to-use, fully integrated package with an intelligent system that helps you fly. Stop by the Ag Week booth at Big Iron and register to win. Brought to you by Total Ag. Total Ag Industries is the leader in total control. Their custom-built fertilizer systems are the crown jewel of the Total Ag lineup. Total Ag systems come with a fully customizable fill system, and the variable rate hydraulic drive system works with John Deere displays for real-time feedback and complete fertilizer monitoring. Total Ag's field-tested design allows precise control and accurate application in your fields for better yields and more profit. Contact Total Ag by phone or visit totalag.com. Ag Week TV weather is brought to you by Kaler Farms.
Welcome once again to the weather portion of Ag Week. We'll start out with the U.S. Drought Monitor, which this week is showing some increasing drought in the northern Rockies and much of the Pacific Northwest. Most of the rest of the nation overall in terms of the Drought Monitor holding pretty steady. Now here in the northern plains, even though perhaps the deep soil moisture conditions are not too dramatically dry, over the last 4 weeks or so, most of North Dakota and western Minnesota has dried up quite a bit. In fact, in terms of percentage of normal over the last 30 days or so, a lot of North Dakota has had less than 50% of normal rainfall. In terms of the actual amounts of rain, central North Dakota has been the driest. As you can see, many areas less than ½ an inch of rain. A lot of the Red River Valley has had a bit more, but even here we do have some dry spots in the Red River Valley. Some areas are doing just fine, like right around Fargo, but many areas have turned a little bit dry. The jet stream pattern over the next few days, with this low pressure system over us this weekend, that's actually helping to bring us at least some scattered showers and thunderstorms. But this big storm will move out and on to the east, and then we're heading into a little bit of a drier pattern for the rest of this last full week of August. Hot weather will be building up through the northern Rockies. For us, it looks like split flow in the jet streams will result in a weaker pattern and not too many storms, although it may not be completely dry this week. It doesn't look like we'll have a lot of widespread heavy rain. So we go into the transition month toward the first week of September. I am expecting at least a few days of fairly hot weather, maybe 90s, to return to the northern plains before the hot weather begins to just probably go south for the season. The return cooler pattern setting up looks again like a split flow, meaning again we're not likely to see a lot of widespread heavily soaking rains. The actual moisture outlook then looks like this. For this week, you can see the next few days the wet weather moving out of the northern plains, leaving most of the Midwest and Corn Belt regions in kind of a nondescript pattern, just scattered typical late summer storms. However, next week, I do expect a lot of dry weather. Not far how west that will go. It may not be bone dry in North Dakota, but it's not looking promising for moisture. There will be a plume of subtropical moisture, but that looks like it will stay mostly to the west of us. What about the overall winter outlook? The National Weather Service has come out with their fall and winter outlook based on the El Nino. Fall temperatures expected to be cool down south, very warm in the Pacific Northwest for the fall. For the winter, it is expected to be a mild winter across the north and a cool one across the south. In terms of moisture, the fall looks wettest where it's typically dry in Arizona and the Southwest. The winter itself, actually mostly fairly equal chances of wet versus dry over most of the northern plains. There's a definite good chance for wet weather, though, across the south.
When it comes to choosing a new RV, the selection at Rough Rider RVs in Dickinson and Beulah stands head and shoulders above other dealers. Not only does Rough Rider carry all the major brands, they have every kind of fifth wheel, bumper pull, toy hauler, and travel trailer in stock on the lot for you to tour, experience all the features, and choose the one that's right for you. Rough Rider RVs gives you more choices and backs your purchase with unmatched customer service. So if you're shopping or even just thinking about an RV, you've got to see Rough Rider RVs.
We deliver innovative, American-made products that provide unmatched reliability, unparalleled performance, and an impeccable quality of cut. We don't expect everyone to understand our obsession with building the best, to be the best, but our customers understand. We are SCAG, simply the best.
Visit North Country Marketing in West Fargo or northcountrymarketing.biz.
This is Dennis Belisky reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On-site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
My name is Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called a cornstalk guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs in the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
How did we become the region's largest independent seed company? By taking a very simple but powerful stand. We will sell no seed that we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm. Peterson Farm Seed. Stand tall.
AgweekTV, presented by Peterson Farm Seed.
There's a tree growing near Oriska, North Dakota that's unusual for the state. It's a white mulberry more than 120 years old that continues to produce fruit. Now, some North Dakotans have propagated the tree and say it's thriving, even in our harsh climate.
They had all these birds that were eating the berries. I thought it'd be great for wildlife if we could get more of these trees around.
It all started with some mulberry jelly Michael Chelland ate more than 20 years ago. It came from the fruit of a rare mulberry tree growing on the Trader farm near Oriska.
That was the only one that I knew about at the time. Mildred and family thought that the tree had been grafted and brought over from Europe.
Chelland tried propagating the tree but couldn't get it to work. Later, while pursuing his master's degree at NDSU, he joined forces with Jim Walla, who was working on a project propagating specialty fruit trees. Walla found a way to grow clones of the tree using a tissue culture method.
It adds a whole different type of fruit than anybody has been able to grow in North Dakota. Mulberry is just a whole different class of fruit than anything else that's here. That makes it special.
In 2003, they planted some of their cloned trees here in Chelland's parents' orchard near Valley City. The Trader mulberry trees are thriving and continue to bear fruit.
Really juicy, nice large berries, great flavor.
These are ripe right here, almost blackish in color. You can use it for juice, you can use it for pies, you can use it for wine, fresh eating. I've heard that you can use it for cookies or tarts. There's another Trader mulberry right there.
Chelland also planted an Illinois ever-bearing mulberry in the orchard. It's supposed to do well in a climate like North Dakota's, but it hasn't.
Since I planted it, it's never had fruit, and it's actually died back quite a bit. So it doesn't take the weather as well as the Trader mulberries.
Other mulberries that are in North Dakota just aren't a good quality tree.
Walla sells the Trader mulberry at his nursery, Northern Tree Specialties, in Fargo. It's also in a tree trial program with Bailey Nurseries in St. Paul. After evaluating how well the trees do, the nursery will decide whether to market them. More than 550 ag products and services were on display at Dakota Fest in Mitchell, South Dakota this week. Ag Week was at the annual farm show, which is typically a 3-day event that draws around 30,000 people. Severe weather forced the cancellation of opening day.
A lot of times farmers come to the show because they don't have anything else to do if it's muddy out in the farm. And a lot of them end up coming up to Dakota Fest and having a good time.
Dakota Fest celebrated its 20th anniversary this year. Up next on Ag Week TV, we'll introduce you to the Ada Tomato Lady.
How did we become the region's largest independent seed company? By taking a very simple but powerful stand. We will sell no seed that we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm. Peterson Farm Seed. Stand tall.
Ag Week, the region's premier ag publication, is giving you the chance to win your very own drone. When you're at Big Iron September 15th through the 17th, make sure you stop by the Ag Week booth to meet the Ag Week staff and register to win prizes, including a DJI Phantom 3 from Total Ag. The Phantom 3 is an easy-to-use, fully integrated package with an intelligent system that helps you fly. Stop by the Ag Week booth at Big Iron and register to win. Brought to you by Total Ag.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ultimate Spray.
There's a woman just outside of Ada, Minnesota, who is known for her tomatoes. Reporter Anna Larson caught up with the Ada tomato lady and joins us with her story.
Sheila Capistran grows 40 varieties of tomatoes on her 5-acre farm. She also grows peppers, herbs, eggplants, artichokes, and whatever else she feels like planting. She harvests around 600 pounds of tomatoes each summer and sells them around the region.
Ada tomato here on this little piece of property, and that's kind of how it started. Is I was growing a few varieties, and then I grew a few more varieties, and I grew some more tomatoes. I had to make more and more friends, holy buckets. I had so many tomatoes. And some people offered to buy them, and other people told them, and so it grew on its own that way. It's different than in the spring, for sure. At this time of year, this is the off season, so there's not a lot going on in here. There's usually those benches covering all this with plants sitting on both sides. But once that's gone, then I open this up and throw in a few plants in here. And then later in the season, I can close it up when it gets too cold. Then I can extend the season a little bit and keep picking maybe till late November. So why tomatoes? Well, when I was a young kid, this 10-year-old, growing them, that was cool, and they were good to eat right there in the garden. And I could grow them and have good success with it, and they were interesting, and I discovered more and more. So here's the garden, and here's tomato land. Yeehaw. By the time I was a grown-up, I've been to the farmers markets in Minneapolis and such, and saw different kinds and brought them back and saved the seed and grew more of them, and I have some of those guys tucked in here too. There's a few ripe ones here and there coming along. They require a certain sort of environment, and I can provide that environment, and I'm pretty good at doing that. And I've learned their requirements, what to avoid, and there's a lot of world within tomatoes that yet to be found.
Capistran started her business, Ada Tomato, in 2001.
This week's Photos of the Week involve the North Dakota wheat harvest. John Monson was custom combining between Portland and Findlay when he shot this photo of wheat hit by hail 3 times. He says the moisture was 27%. Our next photo is of the spring wheat harvest from Curtis Brown, who farms and ranches west of Montpelier. He says the wheat had a very good test weight with protein running lower than average. If you want to see your ag photos on AgweekTV, email your photo and a description of what's happening in the picture to photos@agweek.com. Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of AgweekTV. For all your ag news, go to agweek.com.